Today I've got a review for you on the DGA TRVRS LT, or TRVRS Lite, I guess. Maybe we'll have a medium or heavy TRVRS in the future. This bag was sent over to me for free to do a review, and it comes in at a weight of 1.29 kilos, that's 2 pounds, 13 ounces. That is just a little bit lighter than the Fossa Skinny 2 and a little heavier than the Upper Park Shift. We can see here on DGA's site that retail price on the bag, $54.99. The one in the picture here and what I have for you, the review today, is the floral version, which they don't have in stock, it looks like. Right now, you've got the two other options, the green or the black. I just finished a round earlier this morning, and I have the bag currently set up just as I carried it for the day. I don't have a maximum load of discs in here right now. I've actually got 17, and that's left me with quite a bit of extra room in the main compartment. Certainly I could take this extra putter and slide it down there, or put a towel off to the side, or really load this thing up if I want more. I've got like four extra mids here that I could slide in. And that really starts to fill things out. I've kind of been treating this as a ultralight or smaller sized bag. Like certainly dimension wise it's a little bit more compact and its weight is light. But that makes me not want to load it up with quite this many discs. That's 21 that I've got in there now. And I don't know, I've just been feel right with a little bit lighter load, and that's just more discs than I really want to carry, to be honest. Doing a little more casual style play. If I were a little more tournament mode or serious, it'd be easier for me to go up into that 20 plus disc range and have duplicates of a bunch more of these, stuff like that. We got quite a few options for how you want to carry those discs. Certainly our main disc compartment there, but then we've got a stretchy pocket off to the side, and that's kind of where I've been carrying my two putting putters. I have tried those up in the top as well, and we can really take either of our two pockets and make them dedicated to just carry discs. With using the two putters on the side over here, it's been letting me more dedicate these two top pockets just towards all of my other gear that I've got out on the course. And even with, like having a big towel in there, I have found that on occasion I end up with a disc or two up there. Just as I'm playing, it's a little easier to slide a disc right there rather than to have to kind of look around the corner. You can see that the putters are almost a little bit hard to see under there. You can see the angle of the bag going that way a little bit, and when you're standing up looking down at it, it's actually, to get those putters, I find myself like kind of looking around the corner or tipping the bag up so that I can see which discs I've got in there. That's not quite as convenient as having your putters right at the very top of the bag where they're easier to see, but for what I've been carrying, I like to have other stuff in these pockets, so I just have made that trade-off. We've also got this low pocket here, which I've just got a mini marker sticking in there, but if you wanted to carry a disc there, you could. Certainly quick spot to slide one as you're picking up, finishing out one hole, and headed to the next. It's definitely going to get in the way of trying to access the main disc compartment, but if it's just a quick spot, you want to slide a disc, that works great. On this side over here, we've got our gigantic bottle holder. This thing is just huge. If you have a little smaller style bottle like this, a 24 ounce hydro flask, then you definitely will take advantage of that cinch that they've got there, and I'm really glad they do have that. Otherwise that bottle would just be going all over the place. The bottom of it still can move around like that, so you may find that your bottle is on a little bit of an angle. Even with like a full-size Nalgene in there, it still swims around a little bit. I've got a little, just a little bendy leg holder for my phone. I didn't actually use that today, but I thought I might get some shots while I was out there, some video, and I really like setting that up if I'm trying to get a little quick video with my phone. But it fits good there. You could also do a retriever. A stool might be too much, but that's certainly one way to take advantage of this little pocket. We've got an elastic top on there, so it kind of pulls itself in close, but also you can pull it out to fit a good bit of stuff. You know, those legs go in there just fine. Definitely a spot that you could do cell phone if you wanted. Mini marker. You could drop keys in there. I mean, keys are nice to be in a zippered pocket, and we're not short of zippered pockets on here, so probably put keys in one of those. I like the quick release style here. If you do have something taller, like a retriever, for example, it's nice to just be able to, you know, unclip that really quick, and then a little bit easier to pull a retriever or umbrella, something like that, out of there. Umbrella's probably too heavy, honestly. I bet if it's a tall umbrella, you're just going to be tipping the bag over. Just above the two pockets down here, we do have one of the zippered pockets. I didn't carry anything in that one today because it was kind of being blocked by the tripod that I had there. Let's see, I got my wallet in here somewhere. It's in the top one. But I could do wallet and keys. I thought I had my keys in here. Oh, they're over on this other side. You can do wallet and keys in there, and still have some extra room. It's pretty big. It looks like it's a very low profile pocket. It's not like gusseted or anything to pull out that way, but also we don't have a stiff panel in there. So when you start jamming stuff into this pocket, it also expands inwards to the main disc compartment. So with the walls being able to stretch both directions, it ends up being able to fit a lot more stuff than you'd think. And we've got two of them, the one on this side where my keys actually were. We have a D-ring on this side, the left shoulder, in contrast to over the right shoulder where you've got that keeper for a retriever. Now, what I did on these top two pockets, I have just like dropped wallet and keys in there a few times. If I'm not going to be zipping it closed, then I'd rather have wallet, keys in one of those lower side pockets. I've also got, this is a windbreaker. I had this extra layer on when I started my round, but about halfway through it was warm enough that I wanted to take that layer off. So that's what I had in here. Oh, actually I had my phone in there too. Yep, so my phone was slid in there. I put my dog leash in there also. So that pocket really can just start swallowing stuff up with the windbreaker, my phone, wallet, and dog leash all in that one pocket. And then in the pocket below it, I had a oversized towel, a little bag of extra stuff, bag tags, cash, stuff like that. There's a hand warmer in there. Wasn't quite cold enough to need that today. And Ziploc bag for snacks. Like I said, you can use those for discs if you wanted. Now there's two putters fitting pretty easy in there. A couple putters can also go in this top one. It does get a little bit tighter in here, especially if you're trying to zip that one closed. It's a little tight for discs. My two biggest issues with this bag are the overall shape of its core and what that does to our accessibility for these discs. It is just too tight of an opening. That would be the number one thing I think that would improve this bag. would be to figure out how to either make it a little bit taller, take this front opening and bring it down a little bit, and that would allow so much better access to these discs. I think that part of the reason we're so tight on this area is to try to keep the bag upright, again without any stiffeners in the side. Well, there is a little bit of a stiffener in there actually. This little bead that runs up, it has a little plastic in there, and that does help keep it a little bit rigid, but we're missing the stiff panel throughout the full side that a lot of larger size bags use. This is just so tight here. You can see how much that's having to push up into the ceiling to get a disc out, and yeah, it's just not that easy. Like, I can't hardly put it in with one hand without tipping the whole bag over. It just really is pushing this whole front tucked in, and it can't push down into here too hard because, again, we do have a stiff panel here, so that's kind of making it a harder edge. So it ends up just like squishing these top pockets and whatever stuff you might have stored in there. Partly that's the reason that I've not been packing it full of discs across the bottom, because if I have a little bit of a bigger gap I can make there, it makes it easier for me to turn that disc sideways, and that makes it a little bit easier for me to get the disc in and out. But if you're really loaded up and trying to pull discs straight up, it's not the best time. This is a large diameter, this Profit, so that makes it look even worse, but even with a small diameter, like a fairway there. I think it would be great to get a $80 or $100 version of this bag where they've done really similar things on the outside, but they've beefed up the core and maybe made it a little taller, or brought this opening down, get us that really nice clean access to the discs without having to push hard into the ceiling. The other thing I mentioned is a little bit finicky, but I've noticed it, I think, every time that I've had this out on the course. At some point in time, I realized that when I put the bag down, it's trying to tip over backwards, and I have to pick it up and rotate it and like kind of pay attention. Is there a root there? Am I on a little bit of a hill angle and need to rotate the bag? I have been putting before and heard it fall over behind me because I wasn't careful enough putting it down. There's something about its core that is making it want to use like this contact point where the bottom of the disc sit, and then this point back here. So it ends up sitting like this instead of all the way forward. Now, I know you're thinking, well, it looks like it's sitting flat right now, and that's kind of what's quirky about this, is I've not been able to like figure out what's happening to the bag to get it into that position. Like, I literally have it loaded up the same, and at a certain point in the round, it's just ready to go over backwards. I think part of that might be the back of the bag here. There's a very thin panel in there that does help keep it stiff, but only a little bit. Like, it's flexible enough that I can bend it like that. But there is like a little bit of a panel back there, and I wonder if it's bowing a certain way, and it sometimes, and that's what's letting the bag to try to go over backwards, or if it's maybe these little beads here, if they kind of get tucked one direction versus the other, they can want to like sit in that spot for a while, and maybe that's what's changing the shape to make it tip. But I've had it tip over quite a few times. I definitely don't think it's water bottle, because that's the first thing I went to is, okay, if it's trying to tip over backwards, I need to move my bottle like that, or was my bottle tipping this way? And that doesn't seem to have too much of an effect. On the back, you can see that we do have full coverage with foam. It is quite light and thin, as you'd expect on a lightweight bag like this. And our backpack straps are super straightforward. The standard style, very streamlined haul loop there, right with the bridge across the two straps, and very light padding on the backpack straps as well. No sternum strap. That doesn't bug me, especially on a lighter lighter weight bag. And then on the bottom of the bag, we've got a textured, like imprinted plastic type material. And then we do have a grommet on the bottom of the bottle holder there that's been scratching my desk as I spin this around. This bag has inspired me to keep my eyes open to more in this price range. I really didn't think that I would get anything near this quality for the price, so I'm really impressed with that. I love the bright colors, the pattern with this floral design here. I really like that the logo is embroidered, and we've got logo on these really nice rubbery zipper pulls as well. Those touches are really impressive to me. And again, the design of the pockets going all the way around the bag, it just seems like I've got no problem finding a specific little home for each thing that I'm carrying out there. I think it's great for the price. That's all I've got for you today in this review. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.